And also you've got to factor in the fact that somebody's going to make a mess of it. It's just, you know, that again, the odds are such here in Vegas that somebody will make a mistake, at which point somebody will need to take an advantage of that and maybe do something special. So look out for a potential pole position from somebody who's never had a pole position, perhaps.
What's coming up could be 1 hour of absolute excitement. But given the conditions, it could be an hour behind the safety car. We just don't know which it's going to be. And oh
the first time come through past our commentary position and a rooster tail of about 20 feet high.
Fernando Alonso, thank you for that.
And that looked like enough spray to be. He's uncomfortable on the wet tire.
Yeah, he's on the wet.
I would much rather be on the wet for this type of condition.
And that is the reason I think Lando has said keep an eye on them, because obviously they want to see what they can do on full wets, because I thought intermediates, but now I'm looking at the tracks with the cars on it, I would say wets is probably a better option. It's that way.
One thing you have to look out for on this track specifically in street courses, all the paint. All those road paint that you see that indicates right, a crosswalk, all of those surfaces are extra slick in these types of conditions.
Well, this is an amazing qualifying session, and such an important one. That's the other part. Championship's on the line, and it only needs one little error, and the championship could be upended immediately. Here's an irony for you. Do you know what the average rainfall here in Las Vegas is? 0.3 of an inch. I reckon we've got that already today.
And it takes barely 0.3 inches of water to send these race cars flying directly underneath them. I've been watching and calling races for Fernando Alonso including his 2 world championships. He's got 423 Grand Prix appearances behind him. You can learn a lot in that amount of time, and that's another reason, as Jonathan just said, for his team to say, keep an eye on the Astons.
Well, if the wily old fox was going to do it, here's the time to do it in. He's had a pretty mediocre season by his standards, and he's looking to take Aston to with something to smile about. Renewing a little bit more inspiration to create a car that will be worthy of his 2-time world championships. Perhaps before he hangs it all up. That's all right now. It's all head down and concentration, Stroll included.
And remember what they always say, rain is the great equalizer, right? They were not happy with their car yesterday in the dry conditions. Aston Martin was struggling, but this could be an opportunity for them to be competitive.
No question.
Yeah, I'm complaining. Can't keep it on the track.
Well, you heard it there, aquaplaning, and if you don't know what that means, literally, it's like sliding across a puddle. You don't have any grip, and you just start floating.
Watch the, whoops. I was going to say, his left front, as he was turning to the right, was just stopped. You could count the treads on the tire, and then when he got the car back on balance, it spun.
To make it work, but there is enough water. The wet tire does seem to be at least the tire you can finish last year.
Well, ironically, there's no rain expected tomorrow. That's I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, it could be very different, and therefore we could have a grid that we won't expect, and a race that we didn't expect at all, and a championship that could turn on its head.
Now, as Connor mentioned before, these are everyday streets here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So they have a crown higher in the middle than it is at the shoulders, unlike a racetrack, which is like dead level from curb to curb. So you're going to get better runoff storm water, but it's also going to affect your car.
And Connor, another simple mistake that can be made in these conditions is just visibility full stop. As fast as you can. But how do you judge just where and how fast you're coming up on the opponent? We mentioned it in the dry conditions in the previous section that you can look down at who's behind and who's in front, But what's the closing speed and in these visual conditions?
Well, it's so much this natural feel. Yeah, and understanding that these drivers have been doing this all their lives, right?
Yeah.
So, and understanding where the car will be slower, where they'll be faster. There will be some surprises, but for the most part, you just have to find clear track, right? You don't want any car in front of you. In dry qualifying, you will, because you wanted that toe. The toe now is irrelevant, so you're going to just try to find the clearest space you can find on track so you can get to work.
Good point, yep.
This is Oliver Behrman. Before he got in his car, the cameras caught him in the garage, high-fiving all of his mechanics. It was like, put me in that car.
Yeah, put me in, coach.
I want to go.
Top 5 all one way, so that's the faster tyre at the moment, but it could change quickly, especially as the tyres and the water dissipate on the racing line.
This final corner that we're watching right now, honestly, is absolutely crazy in these types of conditions. Because in the dry, easy, full throttle, no problem. Now, there's no run. Who is going to be the bravest? I mean, it's literally, this corner is going to be all about bravery. Right in front of it. I feel very privileged to be honest.
We are seeing them in dry conditions. They would pass that last corner at 200 miles an hour. Very interested to know what they're doing here because it looks very fast, but all the same in these conditions. The routes to go, as I mentioned, are close to 20.
Very impressive so far that still took advantage of the track right at the beginning, and no one's even got close to them yet.
Yeah, I just wonder if this all started when they didn't move in FP3 and didn't do any laps. And so they probably got somebody on their mountain up in the distance there, or somebody who came up. You can hear from the engine note just how much grip there is out there. The engine note goes up, that means the wheels are spinning.
It's got an umbrella to watch this, though. You're truly in for a treat. This is fantastic to watch.
Well, and you always want, it doesn't matter whether it's 100 meters or the Soccer World Cup, you want to see the best doing the best they can. And this, I think, is that time for Formula One. Not that it's not easy in dry conditions, but this is just treacherous. I mean, he's even swirling that pass in a straight line.
Finally, we've seen someone break into the 159.
Excuse me, 159, yes, as you say. Gasly ups that to 58.8. I had a feeling Gasly looked good here. And again, if you are new to Formula One, that elimination zone that you see there on the left-hand side, that means 16 through 20, which is at the end of this 8 minutes left in session. And already, problems for Leclerc.
Blocking the rear tires in the whole way. The gearbox almost shatters in the fronts, then you've completely lost control. But if you can just get away with a little bit of rear locking, that's okay, but that was just one step too much.
The first 3 sessions with 5 cars. Q1 is 15 minutes long. Q2 is 12 minutes long. And Q3, with just the fastest 10 cars ready to battle for pole position, is 15 minutes long.
The other double-edged sword, of course, is you've got to go hell-bent for leather, because you don't know if somebody's going to throw it in the wall in the next 30 seconds, so you better have something on the board. I'm looking at Sonoda, Piastri, Verstappen, all with no times at the moment. Times that are out of the elimination zone. Verstappen's got no time, nor a Sainz. But Piastri, Q1.
You saw how concerned Max was there with just getting a gap. He almost came to a dead corners before the main straight. Does not want any spray affecting him during this lap.
A few track limits deleted, their times, and of course if you do go over track limits, your time on that lap will be deleted, and like I said, every lap is crucial in these conditions. Whoa! Give it some. Tsunoda, track limits deleted again. I tell you what, this is also tough for the director and the cameraman. How to keep up with it. Who do you focus on?
Still downshifting for this lap. Right. Super bread, like that's crazy.
Yes.
Oh, and almost in front of other cars.
Oh, he was.
Really dangerous.
Oh.
What does the radio speak on that one?
See the yellow flag and out very quickly. We're not used to that in Formula One. We're used to seeing extended yellow flags until the particular incident. But throwing yellow flags here in Las Vegas, anytime a car has, runs off at a corner, for example, he did just fine. He made it front end around again and be on his way. But those yellow flags are there right away. What's happening?
Quite literally, and the car in his helmet dry because he hasn't got out yet. 56.5, that's impressive.
Sainz, a 55.6, takes his place. A previous fast lap rejected for violation of track limits.
I don't want to say too many great things about Sainz and his qualifying record this season has been pretty much abysmal. I think he's been eliminated in Q1. Yes, he has 14 times. But I remember a race in Japan a few years ago, and Stroll was immaculate. And he loves and relishes these conditions. You never know. This could be his day.
The rain is still coming down. Oh yeah, drivers are continuing to find more speed. They're getting faster. Every lap, you push yourself to try to have a little bit more grip and a little bit more time. These are the most difficult conditions you could ask for in qualifying.
As you say, though, Connor, they've been doing this for 35 years, 100 years, yeah, it feels like it. But, yeah, this sorts out the champions, doesn't it?
Now, this is a world-famous Las Vegas strip, so it has a bit of a crown to it. It looks like the water is dripping better than at other parts of the racetrack because you're not getting those big rooster tails.
We're literally sitting here on the edge of our seats.
Really? It's waiting to know the heart rate of some of these drivers.
You know, I often think of people like Antonelli with the youth on their side, and sometimes you don't know any better. You just do it instinctively, as you say.
Pure bravery.
Yeah.
Max on a quick lap.
Sainz could be in trouble for enjoying
To give you an example, he cannot fully get to power until he gets to 50, which is incredible.
That is insane.
That's a lot of wheel spin.
And again, just like Hamilton, just letting off there, Verstappen finally putting a lap in front. Of course, the quickest lap, 1:55.064. The champ goes to the top.
Minutes to go here in Q1.
Tsunoda in trouble at the moment, and you could also add Hülkenberg, who's always good. Very rarely doesn't get out of Q1. And Hamilton now drops into the zone as well.
Jumps up into the top 10.
Yeah.
I'm sure Lando's very frustrated with that. Two cars stuck there and had to wait to break down the car.
Hamilton needs a lap, so does Hadjar.
Oscar,
Hadjar got it. He's fourth.
Oscar Piastri is 14th.
Here's Leclerc. Oh. What do you think about that? It's just like,
Yeah, just endless wheel spin.
Yeah.
You're trying to short shift the car a little bit. The rear tires just stick to the track. And you hope the short shift doesn't give up too much power by, getting the engine
Close quarters, DC. Sainz goes second quickest for that toe. And Leclerc. Second stroll back up to the top. 154.4. Wow, what Pérez look like?
Get it stopped.
It looked like he was floating the whole time.
Yeah, aquaplaning, I think. And I just wonder, though, this runoff is straight off the track, and as you can see, he's literally going backwards towards the track. Would they call this as a dangerous position and slow things down? We'll see. They put it out as a yellow.
Slow cars will be eliminated, the slow 5, and take their positions at the back of the grid. Right now,
Hamilton.
yeah, Hamilton, not Antonelli. Sergio 20. Yep. Colapinto. Oh, in the wall.
Shit! Oh, shit!
Oh, that's just awful.
Oh, no. We have a crash. We got a crash.
Swimmingly, so to speak.
Guys, we have a crash into the wall.
For the session, though, that he's got it into the pits, so that everybody else can carry on.
Absolutely. The question is there any debris that's been left behind? Hopefully not.
Verstappen looking to improve. He's second at the moment. Hamilton still in the drop zone in 19. The clock is ticked down. He hasn't crossed the line yet.
Oh.
Leclerc goes to 6th. On the bubble is Beerman. Albon's done. Wow, that's a shame.
Max on track to engage at the end of Q1. Get out of that position, including Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton stone last right now. Almost 4 seconds off the pace.
Wow. I know, it's insane.
He must have had something happen to him.
Just tippy-toeing.
Fighting the steering wheel as he tries to put the power down here to come to the checker flag.
Russell to the top then. Verstappen and Alonso. Both the Aston Martins in the top 5. Not often you said that this season, okay?
Hulkenberg looked like he was flying through this last corner on that last lap to just put that car in the top 15.
Wilson's in.
So right now, by rule, Albon, Antonelli, Bortoleto, Tsunoda, and Lewis Hamilton are done.
Seems pretty amazing, isn't it? Hamilton on the podium last year. Oh, there's another look at it.
Hamilton's done.
Bitter disappointment.
All it takes
Oh
is
my
one
God, he hit the wall.
correction in these conditions.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was pretty innocuous, wasn't it?
So close.
Oh man.
You're too much speaking.
Oh man.
Too much speaking.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That'll be a tough job for the mechanics.
So that would be an Elvis, a little less conversation, a little more action then.
It's one of the ironies of Formula One cars, and really race cars generally, if they use exotic materials like carbon fiber and so on, they are as strong as they can be if they are impacted in a very specific direction. If you give them a bang outside their designed zone, if you will, zone of strength and impervious, tear themselves apart.
Got a feel for Lewis Hamilton. Such high hopes coming into this.
Antonelli as well, his teammate P1, and he's not able to transfer. That's tough for that team.
Definitely. There's Fernando Alonso.
And Tsunoda, of course, having gone so well in the previous sessions.
So everybody carries on except Albon, Antonelli, Bortoleto, Tsunoda, and Hamilton. The remaining 15 drivers will take to the track for the 12-minute session Q2.
What's up, fans? It's Katie and Adam here on the paddock rooftop. That does it for Q1. Lots of exciting, crazy things happening, but we're going to keep the party going up here. Actually, Nikki and Kelly are back here, definitely having a party over at the Heineken bar over here. But Adam, we got to get a little bit serious here. That was kind of dicey out there on the track.
Yeah, I mean, where do you even begin with Q2? First and foremost, congratulations for the track team down there. Connor, Jonathan, Bob, the insight is impeccable. Just keeping us up to date on.
You're welcome, guys. Hamilton is out. There's a couple other drivers that are out. The women had 5 crashes earlier. It's really wet and rainy here in Vegas.
Australian GP, second race. He handled the conditions as like one of the best rookies we've ever seen. So again, the duality, the contrast we talked about all weekend long, it's not easy out there. We're still 20 seconds behind what we saw when it was a little bit drier earlier in the day, and I expect that to consistently probably start inching back in the other way, but with that slight delay, who knows what's going to happen.
And we do have a little bit of a delay here before Q2, but don't worry, fans, we're going to keep the fun going, and we have just the guy to help us with that. DJ Joe Green, what do you got for us?
Tickets for the race start at $2,000. I'm going to wipe the camera off in just a sec.
Yeah, or to see him.
There's a look into the garage of McLaren's Oscar Piastri, who's sitting there while virtually everyone else about to take part in Q2 is out in the pit lane, awaiting the opportunity to go on track. And the clock has started.
And Norris is already out, but you've got to think, if you are Oscar Piastri now, 24 points down on Lando, that these conditions and this lottery, because that's what it is his chance to make some hay in the wet.
Yeah, and from our windows here, it does look like the rain has almost come to a stop. So the times will just continue to get faster. The track will continue to get slightly better. And so we're just going to see, again, once again, every lap is going to be faster.
Yeah, most choosing intermediates again at this stage. I think that's the right choice. Obviously, they know what they're doing. And it's still not dry enough to start even thinking about slick tyres.
Norris, Stroll, Russell, the cars on track, followed by Hajar, Colapinto, Lawson, Gasly, Verstappen, Alonso, Leclerc. Out of qualifying are Behrman, I believe. He actually,
No, he's
he's out there. Okay, that's good. So we have 15 cars out there. Albon, Antonelli, Bortoletto, Tsunoda, and Lewis Hamilton, the shocker in Q1.
7-time world champion out.
Those guys are out. And the dance begins again.
12 minutes, that's all they've got. And again, that jeopardy I mentioned, you got to put a lap in. You got to put it in now. You got to put a benchmark in because you don't know what's going to happen. So you better have a lap on the board.
And we see the McLaren here on the full wet tires. That's mainly to deal with the standing water. The intermediate tire is a little bit better when it comes to track conditions that are just less puddly. So these tires are mainly to help the aquaplaning situation.
Nice technical term from our expert. That
might not be a real word. I'm not
sure. But perfect description.
It's about communication.
Well, you can see from your own vision here, from his helmet, just how tough it is. You've got the glare of the lights, which now become even worse as they hit your visor. Alonso mentioned this in the press conference. He's like, it's fun to watch, but it's hell if you're a driver.
High-pitched whine.
Yeah. Is that the
Norris's car seems to be the only one that does it.
There.
Yeah, sounds like a buzz saw.
Almost a second on his previous best lap time, or his previous best during this second.
That's the
Hurts the ears.
A little bouncy down the straight as well.
Could that be the regeneration or harvesting?
Not for me to say.
Just really trying to get the car turned. Just so much understeer once he starts to release the brake.
Oh, painful to listen to, isn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit quicker in that last corner, almost flat, but
well, wet tires are the order of the day.
And obviously DRS not being used here in the wet conditions so they can keep all the downforce on the car as possible.
And that's a choice for them, right?
I think they don't get that choice because it has to be mandated by the series, yeah, by the FIA. Really difficult still for them to get the power down. You're so desperate to get to full throttle, but if you just stand there spinning your wheels, you're not going anywhere. So you have to modulate the throttle as you accelerate just to make sure you can get the top speed as quick as possible.
Even with 1,000 horsepower available to you, you have to be careful how you use it.
Absolutely.
The beginnings of a dry line out there.
Well, there's no question that certainly on this part of the track, on the front side that is, we have no rain.
But we also have no sunlight.
No. Exactly.
One thing that helps the track drive.
Exactly. It ain't gonna dry. Not fully, anyway. So everybody in the top 8 in the high 53s. Norris the fastest so far. Russell behind him. Let's go on board now with Stroll.
Still having to just breathe the throttle for that last corner. but they're getting quicker and quicker.
Stroll goes up to 152.8 and goes quicker.
It's Stroll's best performance in Formula One, if I'm not mistaken, was in a wet race.
In Japan, I think it was.
Yeah. Sounds like we were getting that wine out of that Red Bull.
Drawing line from above. The problem is, you know, the minute you move away or get a tyre away from that dry line, suddenly the grip is completely different, inches away. Now you see what I'm talking about, look.
Be different on two sides of the car.
Yeah, quite literally.
God, I love that camera angle. It's
Great, isn't it?
It's just breathtaking. Straight to the
Alonso and Stroll, second and third. Please write the headline.
That's tomorrow. Slowly wishing that the rain would extend into tomorrow.
Yeah, mate, well, and it might. Gosh, every time he puts his foot on the throttle, he just doesn't want to be there, doesn't he?
Everything has to be so precise. Not just your acceleration, but your braking and your steering.
Lando Norris aggressive on the power, and you see the rear just snap loose.
Yeah, he's inches away from losing those 24 points.
Yep, in the battle for the World Championship.
Yeah, I know. It's insane, isn't it? I just imagine that your vision with, I just saw Lawson take a tear off. I mean, with the glare of the lights and the wet weather sparkles on your visor, it just doubles the lack of vision, doesn't it?
Absolutely, it's tough in these conditions. It is, with the glare of the lights, and the lights are really bright here.
Yeah.
If anything, a lot of drivers might tend to go for a light smoke visor. But in the rain, you definitely don't want that. So now it's double the glare. You went from a light smoke to a clear visor for the water.
Whoa. And that's the difference between here and Singapore. The Singapore light actually is almost better. I've heard drivers say that it's better than daylight because it's so constant. You're not worried about shade or clouds and so on and so forth. Whereas this is changing every few seconds.
Yeah, the glare is a challenge.
Lawson to the top with a 152.119.
I like that.
I know, and his battle almost personal with Tsunoda. Certainly in Lawson's case, because he hasn't got the top car, he wants to prove that he is as good and worthy of the seat he's even in right now.
So coming up on 5.5 minutes to go. And the 5 cars in jeopardy of relegation are Ocon, Hadjar, Hulkenberg, Gasly, and Pinto.
Impressed by Piastri, he's gone second quickest in a 152.6. So as I said, this is what I'm talking about. We've got a yellow flag out at sector 3, and when you get yellow flags that aren't safety cars, you still have to think that that could just stop you from that extra tenth of a second that you need to go forward.
Really impressive lap from Lawson to be
very.
out both McLarens and Max Verstappen. And obviously, they will continue to go faster. This track is only getting more dry. Yeah, and I can see it out in front of our window. And when do they go for the intermediate tires? That will be the next question.
Well, also, you know, with 4 minutes to go, you really haven't got a lot of time to now come in, change, get out, and get a lap in.
No, this is purely up to the driver at this point. There's nothing the teams really can do. It's use the tire if there's enough rubber left on it, if they haven't been destroyed, if the temperatures and pressures are looking good, it's up to the driver to find a lap time.
It's interesting. We sometimes see the case where
Look at Verstappen.
where the wet tires will grind down their tread
Yeah.
until all that's left is basically a slick tire.
Yes. Well, we now know why he's a four-time world champion. Ugh. Verstappen, half a second almost quicker than the West. John Lawson, the two RBs, right up there, as they were in earlier sessions. We didn't expect it to continue. It is. And it's a great story if it continues. Meanwhile, for McLaren, Norris and Piastri, 4th and 5th. Again, not a track they love, but they'll be loving in some ways the conditions because they know they're at a disadvantage because it's not their favourite track.
And the biggest surprise right now in the bottom 5 is George Russell, who was just P1 that last session. He's setting a pretty good lap right now, purple sector 1, but not his personal best in sector 2.
Got to keep an eye on Russell. Yeah, he is on the bubble. Sainz has just gone quickest. And Stroll and Alonso could be getting through to Q3, which is rare.
Ocon is on the bubble in 10th place.
And Leclerc's
Charles
not in yet.
Leclerc is in 11th. He's got to get a move on.
And something about these sessions is the last person to cross the start-finish line before they throw the checker flag on the
He's
session
gonna have the
will
best
have the
advantage.
best lap.
Yeah.
The track is only getting more dry.
Well, I'm not a betting man, and I know we're in Vegas, but I bet he is Verstappen.
Another great drift here, Gasly.
Leclerc just 3 thousandths of a second off of Sainz. So this should put Leclerc in good position.
Can't lock up the brakes here. Have to get it into the apex.
And you can see he was just being a little gingerly making it through there. And that's why under power to get sideways. But he's got to get out on 12th position. Lawson improves again to go ahead of his teammate to 5th. Here we go.
Boom.
And he's done it. 6th place for Leclerc. That should do it.
I would say not as fast as we thought he was probably going to go.
Nope. Gasly's in the top 10. Stroll has just dropped out to 11. Norris and Piastri are going back in 9. Championship on the line, but they don't need to worry. It's a race between them, remember?
Right.
Yes, Verstappen's in the equation, but really it's where those two fight each other on track.
Hulkenberg just gets himself inside the top 10. They're definitely not too thrilled with that lap.
No,
He's still 9th, so he's going to
yeah.
have to really nail it on this last lap. He's only going to get this lap.
Norris goes to the top, he improves, big time.
World Championship leading form.
Yeah, Tom Fox has said something in his podcast for F1 Nation where, oh my word!
Can't get much more sideways than that without being back.
Boy. Verstappen's on a quick one.
Oh, locking the right front.
Oh, he's got he's going to get round, but that's the lap goal.
Just tried to push the limit too much.
Yeah. I mean, he's safe, but yeah. Hulkenberg gets into the top 10. Can he stay there?
Piastri up to 9th, but that certainly won't be enough.
Piastri needs a good lap, but he is not on his way back home. Yeah. Only personal best in sector 2 so far.
So just as we dropped to 0, Verstappen got past the check before the checkered flag came out. Have another crack. Now the Hulk. Is he angry? We'll find out. Piastri's really dicing with the championship at this point. 9th at the moment. If somebody does something special on their last lap.
Improving. Wow, nothing there for Piastri. Must be
Again, now. Doesn't move. Russell goes to the top with a 150.9.
Who can get out of the bottom 5.
Sainz improves to second.
Gasly has 2 personal bests.
Yeah, he could get squeaked in. Piastri is absolutely in trouble.
Really good lap from Hadjar there.
Very
going
good.
Second. Wow.
The RBs are the team for me this weekend so far. I'm really
Absolutely.
impressed. Any condition.
They have come a long way.
Oh, that's not going to help Gasly. Gets oversteer as he gets on the power. That's lost him a lot of time, and it's still losing him a lot of time. I don't think he's going to improve after that. And that's a shame. He's looked good. Oh!
He did get to 7th. Wow.
Gets to 7th. Good boy. Now Piastri's in 10th. The championship literally on the line, and I know there's a race to come, but you do not want to miss Q3. And Flavio's just realised it. Come on, Flav. Get with the program. Your boys done work good. Wow, what a session.
That's a dramatic stuff.
Piastri. I know. It's just nuts,
Wow.
isn't it?
He'll need to find some time to get closer to his teammate.
I'll tell you what, if he finishes in the top 3 in Q3 and starts, and was in 10th for Q2, that will be one heck of a story. Well, we knew this was going to be interesting. It's more than interesting. It's fascinating.
I have to give a shout out to Fernando Alonso as well. Been last and now 8th going to Q3.
Yeah.
Struggling in the dry all day Friday.
Yeah.
Yep. Still one for the old guys.
Absolutely.
Not for the one in the red helmet or the silver helmet this weekend. Lewis Hamilton, sadly.
Whew. Well, if that battle drained you in the cockpit, better get turned around because you don't have long before you go out there for the ultimate lap. The opportunity to take pole position.
Yeah, and if you're out there in the stands, stand up, stretch, because we got more to come.
The 10 survivors to the pole run. Russell, Hadjar, Sainz, Norris, Verstappen, Lawson, Gasly, Alonso, Leclerc, and Piastri.
Just did it.
Well done, one and all. Now let's get ready for the pole runs.
Las Vegas, we having a good time? That's what we love to hear. I'm gonna need some help from you guys in the grandstands. I need you all to start a wave. I need to see some hands in the air from one side to the other and get this place popping. All right, come on, show me those hands. Get the wave going. All right, I'm going to try to help you guys out with this look. We're going to start on the very left-hand side. On the count of 3, 2, 1, go. Everybody good? Make some noise if you understand. All right, 3, 2, 1, go! All right, let's try it one last time, everybody. Let's try to get this one going. From the left to the right. From turn 1 all the way back down. 3, 2, 1, go!
If I get enough likes and subscribers in the comments, maybe I'll come back tomorrow. Tickets are extremely high.
Going in the middle. We got one more.
From $2,000 to $30,000, so you guys give me a like.
3, 2, 1, go!
Tickets are $2,000 to $30,000. Please, guys, give me a like. Hit subscribe. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. All right, we're going right now. We're starting again. Let's do this. Everybody hit like. Let's go. You're welcome. Okay, the cars are lined up. Here we go.
For a brief Q3 session. And we'll see who comes out on top.
This has been an electric qualifying session, as we knew it would be. And there's been some brilliant stories. The journalists aren't going to have any problems in writing this one up. They're going to be up all night. But it's not over by any means. Charles Leclerc was pole here 2 years ago in very different conditions. But boy, would he like one now, especially with Hamilton not making it out of Q1.
I think you could easily see a driver like Carlos Sainz fighting for the front row.
Yeah, I agree.
In these conditions with that Williams, I think it's entirely possible.
I will put a shout in for Gasly and Alonso and even Lawson. After what we've seen so far from him.
And now we're on the intermediate tire. No more messing around with the extra thick tread on the full wet tire.
Well, you've got to, don't you? Really?
Absolutely.
It's the only way. It's precarious, but it has to be done. So then, 10 minutes of glory. I don't know what you're doing in Caesar's Palace. This is where the real gambling's going on.
Great line.
The dry line is narrow. The track really hasn't done a lot of drying offline, but it just so shows how much these cars can dry the track with how much downforce the floors create. They suck the water right up out of the ground.
Yeah. Still just feathering the throttle going past our commentary position. But it's expected into turn one. Still can't get the power down where he wants to. That was nice though. Did a good job there. Heading towards the sphere. And this is the critical part of the circuit. This is the tricky part of the circuit. And this is where we noticed that the water in the Academy race was sapped because of the size of the dome. The water just doesn't dissipate and get any heat to it. Or wind.
And will these teams choose to almost run the session close to the end and then slap on a brand new set of intermediates for the last couple of minutes just to get that extra bit of lap time out of them?
Yeah, because they'll have them, they'll have enough, won't they?
Absolutely. But is the track too cold. Right. Take the time to warm them up. All of these questions.
I know the answer.
Yeah.
Would you like to be out there?
Well, honestly, yeah, it looks awesome currently.
But I mean, the challenge is ultimate, isn't it?
Yeah,
For a driver.
I mean, you're just putting everything on the line, and you got to think that every lap, the next lap's got to be your best lap.
Well, everybody out there now, all 10 of them. Russell the last to go. It's a good bet for pole 2. Here comes Charles Leclerc. What could he do?
Still one of the most difficult zones there coming to finish.
very hard.
Very difficult to accelerate.
So, the benchmark is set by the 152.060. Norris goes second quickest.
3 seconds behind him.
Piastri goes just a little quicker. And Hadjar's up there.
And this is how it's going to be.
Yeah, every lap is going to be changed.
Those sectors change.
Good lap by Lawson. Hadjar and Lawson first and third. Fernando. Carlos Sainz, what you got? He's got the lot, 150.8. Well, you predicted that one, Connor.
Now, in a dry weather qualifying session, the cars were planning going 1 or 2 runs. So, at about the 4 or 5 minute mark, cars will hit the pit lane for a new set of these intermediate tires, unless the track should somehow dry to the point where they would dare put slicks on. I don't see that happening.
The only benefit that I could see is the track getting slightly more dry and doing a hot pit stop, you know, one of those 2-second pit stops.
Yep.
Because the brakes will still be at their maximum hottest temperature, and that will help the tires they put on immediately come to life.
Come to temperature,
have to wait for it.
But in these cold conditions, it's easy to predict, isn't it? Oh, this is not looking good. He just about gets away with it. Here's Norris.
So now Leclerc is going to have to make another.
Sideways again.
Lando's not going to be happy with that.
Norris hits the top, 149.6.
Ferrari did not pit to get fresh tires and try to deal with that off.
Well, Piastri is doing what I hoped he would. Having finished Q2 in 10th, he's now quickest.
Well, we've seen these intermediate tires run such long distances before in the races, so maybe the teams are just
Right, you just stay out, yeah.
Until we check our flag.
And I suppose in these cold conditions, they're not going to dilapidate as quickly.
Absolutely not. And honestly, there's still a lot of water on the track.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
They need to cool them. They have the opportunity to do so.
Now, this is the problem. Sectors 1 and 2 now with yellow flags. Just a little lift there from the maestro. Verstappen only 5th.
And what can George Russell do? So fast all weekend. Last year's winner. Can the Mercedes deliver in these conditions?
Well, it's about to find out. We're on board with him.
Boy, as soon as I see that mirrored finish on the track, I think, slow down.
Well, that was pretty smooth by King George. He's not doing purple sectors, but he's doing a lot of green, and he does go to 5th fastest.
And right now, this is almost a 2-minute lap. So as we get closer to only 4 minutes to go, you're only going to see these guys with one shot, maybe 2 if they get lucky.
It looks painfully slow, doesn't it?
That section is absolutely the most difficult, it looks like right now.
Well, Piastri's holding on to his title hopes with both hands and the steering wheel at the moment. He leads the way, but somebody is ready to topple him in these last 3.5 minutes.
What a boost for Piastri.
Yeah, big time. Well, I said, didn't I, at the end of Q2, if he does make the top 3, it'll be a miracle story. Yeah. Verstappen, same struggle. That complex is really, really tough.
Verstappen do Max Verstappen things. Oh, just so close.
Good lap by Verstappen, goes second, 49.2. Yeah, we're always on board at that complex, and it's good directing from F1 because obviously that is the jeopardy moment, and it's only a matter of time before somebody doesn't get it quite right.
Less than a tenth separate Piastri and Verstappen. In the rain.
Yeah, that's insane too.
You actually have the first 4 cars within 2/10 in the wet.
Well, it's been that way all season. Last time out of Sao Paulo, the top 10 was split by half a second, and that's the closest top 10 in history. Can you reply, Mr. Norris?
It's exactly the apex you'd want there.
That was nice.
Using
No
both curbs.
No. 2, 3 little jaunts sideways there will not help the overall lap time, but he was at least quick. He didn't lose that much.
Yeah, he actually used the
And in fact,
conditions to rotate the car through the turn.
yeah, in fact, actually, he gained a lot. 148.3. He hits the top. It's the McLarens 1 and 2, and that's the first time they've never been in the top 5 in either qualifying or a race here in Vegas.
And they've timed it to where both Lando and Oscar looks like we'll have not only 1 lap, but 2 to finish off the session.
It's their last roll of the dice here in Vegas for one of these 10 drivers. Gasly in 10th at the moment.
Is anyone going to take a risk and do a quick cool down lap before pushing for 1 final lap?
Yeah, I like what you're thinking.
Russell not happy with this one. 7.5 off through sector 2.
Yeah, that's not good. You can see that dry line. You really don't want to be off that. Yeah, this is punishing these intermediates now because you do have a dry line. Oh, go on, George.
Not dry there.
No.
George will have 1 more lap to try to fight for that pole position.
He did improve to 7th, but that won't give him any solace.
No purple sectors flashing across our timing screens at the moment.
No.
Have these intermediate tires had enough?
Yeah, you get the feeling, don't you? And there's always the jeopardy, even though there's 14 seconds to go, that somebody could hit a wall and stop the process. Still, the McLaren's 1 and 2 as the clock ticks down. Verstappen still 3rd. Hadjar improves to 6th. Lawson ahead of him in 5th. Sainz on a lap. Lawson goes to 3rd. That would be his best qualifying.
Very impressive lap from Liam Lawson.
Sainz hits the top. 148.29 seconds.
All right.
Verstappen goes quicker.
Shootout.
It is absolutely. Who dares wins?
Lando on a flyer.
Here we go, folks. Hang on to your umbrellas.
Russell even getting a toe for
Yes.
All right.
And he's setting some purple sectors too.
You're
Here
gonna
at
have
the
to
end
send
of
him
this
a
lap.
thank you letter.
Yep. So normal service resumed. Wet or dry. Verstappen out front. It's better than starting 17th, isn't it?
God, that Mercedes just won't go straight.
No.
This could be a big lap for George.
Look at Norris. Lando's got 2 purples and looking very good indeed.
Can the World Championship leader do it?
But yellow sectors 2 and 3. Will that one affect Norris?
Nah.
Oh, not a good.
Oh, right.
Could not put the power down.
Very impressive. Very, very impressive. The typical British clap. Well done.
Jolly good.
Jolly good show. That was just dynamite. And I have to say, in the last 2 months, Lando has looked very much like a world champion, and he's just proved it again.
He has risen to every occasion. This guy is on another level right now.
Lando Norris, first place.
Said that McLaren were going to write this off and wait to Qatar. Now, I know the conditions are in it, but it doesn't matter. You've all got the same conditions. Norris has just been better.
Absolutely. And I mean, now qualifying Max Verstappen in the rain as well by 0.3 of a second.
Yeah. That is a huge benchmark for him to lead. You
With
know,
a mistake, too. With a mistake on the last corner.
Yeah, with a huge mistake on the last one. I've known Lando since he was 15, and he's always been, you know, pretty humble. But he needs something like these sorts of results to make him feel that he is as good as anybody in the world. And tonight, he truly is.
Oh, no one else got a lap or what?
No, there was a yellow flag behind you as well.
Doesn't get much better than that. What a qualifying second. Norris, Verstappen, Sainz, Russell, and Piastri in top 5. Piastri recovering well, but will it be enough for the race? Great session by Verstappen, but the mighty Norris does it in Vegas.
So the reigning world champion climbs out. There's Zach Brown. They had so much success this year. Piastri makes his way home. And then it'll be time to really go to work to be ready for tomorrow.
Joined here by so far your front row, Lando, Norris, and Max Verstappen. You see Carlos Sainz making his way over in a little bit. Lando obviously will start with himself in pole position. But great final lap, first 2 sectors. Were you worried you'd give away too much time? Did you think you still had it?
Boy, that was stressful as hell. I didn't know no one else was going to get a lap after me, so I knew I felt like the first 2 sectors were good. It's so slippery out there, like as soon as you hit the curve a little bit more like I did, you snap one way, you lose the car the other way, avoid hitting the wall, but good enough for the Prix today. So yeah, not the nicest of conditions, but I'm happy it's not raining and we can get a good qualifying lap.
It's been a tough weekend because it's like no 2 sessions have been the same conditions-wise. Worst one being saved for qualifying. So how hard is it for you to get grip on the car, on the track, when no 2 sessions seem to be the same?
I mean, you need to get to do it first of all. So the team did a good job. To be honest, I was having a little nap before qualifying, and I was expecting it to be dry. And I woke up and I saw it was raining, and I thought, oh crap, this is not going to go well. But yeah, it's just no one's been around here in the rain before. It's difficult to know what to expect. And after Q1, it was pretty, like every corner you feel like you could crash, and it could easily be over. So one step at a time. Q1, Q2, Q3, all tough. So more rewarding a day like this because it was a tricky one.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we'll come back to you in a sec. Max, we'll go to you. P2 for tomorrow. Difficult conditions out there, but Max, you seem to love driving in these mixed conditions, these difficult conditions. Was it hard out there, or were you having too much fun to worry about how tough it was?
Really, really slippery out there. It's already slippery in the drive and in the wet. Yeah, it's not fun, I can tell you that. I mean, I like to drive in the wet. This felt more like driving on ice. So it took a long time to get the tires to work a little bit. I do feel that maybe we're a little bit more competitive on the extreme tire, but the track is improving, so you have to move on to the inter. And I struggled a lot just to have any kind of grip. And found out because you risk a little bit more, but it was still by far not enough to fight for first, but still to be on the front row, I think is good for us. And that felt alright. It's just super difficult to get all the braking zones right and be on the limit of the tires as well. But we did it, so excited for tomorrow. I hope the inside is okay in terms of grip, but yeah, we'll see.
Now, go back to Q1 when it was as wet as it was for the whole session. We see gapping a lot in Formula 1 qualifying to try to get some clean air, but it looked like gapping was necessary for visibility. How tough was the visibility at the start of this qualifying?
Yeah, the visibility was also very tough with these cars as well. With the front of there, there's a lot of weight that gets kicked up the floor, so when it rains, there's a lot of water and spray, and that's why you always want at least 8 seconds. And I know it's a lot. 8 seconds? Yeah, otherwise you don't really see what's
I'm trying to go.
All right, well, you got it down. P2 tomorrow. Good luck for that. Congratulations. Carlos Sainz, how about that?
I mean, I'm always optimistic. I always, dreaming for Prix, and I always try to think about myself doing well. This track, maybe we see the dark car in the drive, and in the wet electric Prix, we really were promising, but we did a few changes to the car that I think helped on the wet, and that allowed me to from the first lap of Q1, I was finishing the lap, I was Q1. On next wet, I was really, really quick. On Inter, I knew the others maybe would catch up a bit, but yeah, happy with the win.
So, it's such a cool scene, such a cool vibe. You got a lot of fans here in the stands.
Yeah, a bit like gymnastics. Cheer for the youth, but every time I come up with that, I come to the US, I feel a massive support from everyone. So yeah, thanks a lot. I think I guys like the numbers. Myself with Williams as an underdog, but also as a coming project, becoming stronger every race, every lap that we do together, and it's great to see people behind us supporting us, and yeah, would have loved to be from pole today, but we were definitely not quite there.
I got a podium. That's all right. I see you again.
I mean, the pace has been good all weekend. I think it's going to be good in the drive. Very nice race. There's a lot of moments tomorrow. Fight forward and go over that wall like 10 laps in. So I'm sure it's going to be an interesting race, especially the next four cars. Hopefully we can have a good race tomorrow.
Best of luck. That is your top three. Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, and Carlos Sainz.
Seeing the three top qualifiers for the Las Vegas Grand Prix, all smiles and still full of enthusiasm for the battle yet to come. And that, of course, is the most important one, because that's where the championship points come from. That was surely one of the best qualifying sessions that we've seen in a very long time.
I hope you guys enjoyed. Please go ahead and make sure you hit like. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the race tomorrow.
I don't care what you think and how he is, that was just dynamite. So pleased for him, and you know, the timing absolutely perfect for where he is in the championship and what remains left of 2025. What a way to go.
Well, here's a look at the results of this phenomenal qualifying session. Lando Norris, championship points leader by 9 over his teammate Oscar Piastri. You gotta congratulate and admire the dedication of these teams. And before we go tonight, I want to congratulate and thank all of the corner workers, all of the volunteers, all of the personnel brought together for this Las Vegas Grand Prix. We couldn't go racing without the track marshals. So thank you to you. Now night settles on Las Vegas, which of course means Las Vegas is really coming alive now. And here's a look at the results. Lando Norris with yet another pole this year, second place to Max Verstappen, third in the championship. And in third place, Carlos Sainz. Behind him, George Russell, last year's winner, Oscar Piastri, hoping to close on his teammate in the championship. Liam Lawson, great run for him. Fernando Alonso, the old fox, gets up into the top 7. Isaac Hadjar, Charles Leclerc.